Elections never stopped. They went on for 4 years. And I won them all. I beat them all. There was no collusion in the end. No.
Well, that, of course, is President Trump. He addressed the nation today while slamming the deep state's failed effort to overthrow his presidency. He also stressed the importance of restoring Americans' faith in the election process and our institutions. The Department of Justice is one we have lost faith in, really, and for good reason. Not one of the corrupt Obama-era officials that concocted this bogus Russia collusion hoax have been prosecuted for what amounts to a failed coup attempt. Instead, they have million-dollar book deals and media contracts. Attorney General Bill Barr just appointed John Durham as special counsel to investigate the origins of the Russia collusion hoax in a potential Biden administration. Durham hasn't even finished the long-awaited so-called report. What is taking so long is a mystery. It should have been finished and released before the election, because we know Joe Biden played a role in all of this. Attorney General Bill Barr should have forced its conclusion long ago. The good news is Durham, now as a special prosecutor, can't be fired by a potential president in Joe Biden if that happens. Our next guest has been leading the fight against the corruption at the DOJ and the FBI. Joining us now, Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan, ranking member on the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman, great to have you on the program. First time, and it's good to see you.
Good to be with you, Grant. Look forward to doing a few more.
Absolutely. Can't wait for that. Look, we got a lot of business to take care of today. Sure. First off, the special prosecutor. Boy, I wish Durham would have released his report before the election, because I do believe there's evidence that Joe Biden was behind it. We certainly know he concocted the scheme to hang General Flynn out to dry.
Yeah, no, I wish he would have the report, or better yet, some indictments would have happened prior to the election sometime this summer, as we were originally told. The good news is, as you said, Grant, that the Attorney General has named him as special counsel, giving him that designation. I think that is positive. I wish he would announce that fact even, because he did it in October. I wish he would have announced it back in October when he named Mr. Durham as special counsel. But you're exactly right, man. Joe Biden was in that now famous January 5th meeting, 2017, between Election Day and Inauguration Day, when they plotted how they were going to take out Michael Flynn. Joe Biden's the guy who brought the Logan Act. So Joe Biden's connected to this. It's good that Durham is named special counsel. I just hope he finishes the investigation ASAP, and some of the people that you talked about are actually held accountable.
Yeah, you know, if God forbid Joe Biden does take the Oval Office, from day one, it's got to be the most corrupt administration in American history, and he's only been in office one day if he gets there.
Yeah, it looks like he's bringing back so many of the same people if, in fact, he wins. But, you know, I've been giving up on this, Grant. You know, I keep coming back to the fundamental fact. 74 million Americans instinctively know something wasn't right with this election. I mean, the fact that the president gets 10 million more votes than he got last time, the fact that he increased his vote with Hispanic Americans, African Americans, House Republicans won 27 of the 27 toss-up states. The president won almost every single bellwether county across the country. First time an incumbent president increases their vote totals from the previous election and doesn't win in 150 years. So all these facts just point to something isn't right here. And again, of that 74 million people who voted for the president, 70-some% of those individuals think the election was rigged. This is why we got to get to the bottom of what happened, because that number, 70-some% of 74 million, is 50-some million people, 1/3 of the electorate, Grant. When 1/3 of the electorate, over 50 million people in our country, think something's wrong, that is not healthy. That is not good. So we owe it to them, as well as President Trump, to figure out exactly what took place in this election process.
All right, so a common theme of this program over the last few weeks has been, when will the FBI, heck, even local law enforcement, there's plenty of crimes here local law enforcement could have stepped in on. Do you have any indication that there's any real serious investigations by the FBI, especially when it comes to this electronic vote rigging allegations? Because there's where you really need real search warrants in this. Yeah.
Again, I don't know. I know what the Attorney General said yesterday. I think the Attorney General said yesterday they haven't found anything yet. So there's some, still some time. We still have 2 weeks until the Electoral College meets. We have, 6 weeks until Inauguration Day. So there's still time to get to the bottom of it. And as I said before, we owe it to President Trump, who's done such an amazing job as our president over the last 4 years. We owe it to 50-some million Americans who think the election was fraudulent. And of course, we owe it to the 70. We owe it to the whole country to make sure we have election integrity as we move forward. So I hope so. you're right about this Dominion system. We need to look into those and figure out exactly what took place here, because some of the anomalies that took place in the wee hours of November 4th, where these votes came back in, these batches came back in, and they were overwhelmingly for Vice President Biden, just don't make sense.
It doesn't. None of it does. Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan. Congressman, great to have you on the program. You know, back home, my fiance is an Ohio girl, a Cleveland girls. We're getting to be all Browns fans here, so I thought you might like that.
Browns are having a good year for a change. That's good to hear.
Absolutely, they are. It is for a change at that. Congressman, thank you so much. We'll see you again soon.
You bet.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.